Now here's the opportunity for you to do a shameless plug for your products. In your opinion, what makes your aircraft, or multiple aircraft, the best one-or-ones for your target market? Jack, I know you're not selling aircraft right now, but we'll start with you.
Well, one of the things, obviously, is that our aircraft is the only very light jet that's being manufactured out of graphite, except for my friends down here. We're both struggling to get to the market first. We think that's some real advantages in the manufacturing area. The performance of these airplanes are all very similar. We know you have lots of choices. The avionics packages are all similar. So I think part of it is roominess and comfort and so forth. Like I said, the performance isn't going to be that different. I guess we're using a Williams engine. I know these two guys are not. But the engine manufacturers are all good. The avionics manufacturers are all good. And so it's aerodynamics. By using graphite, we're able to have a lighter airframe and maybe get a little better performance with the size of the engines we have. I don't know. I think that's all the great advantages I can think of.
On the phenoms, I would say that this is true for all our executive jet products. One thing that we pay a lot of attention on the products is passenger comfort, the size of the cabin. All our products, they compete very well to their direct competitors in this aspect. The Phenom 100 is the very light jet with the largest cabin, with the best cross-section. We do have a fully enclosed lavatory in the cabin. We worked together with BMW Design Works to make the interior of the airplane very, very attractive to our customers. But other aspects of it are related to the design characteristics of the airplane. We designed this airplane for high utilization and low maintenance cost. It's a great airplane for those operators that will be flying a low number of flight hours per year, but also for those that will be flying these airplanes maybe 1,000 hours a year. Maintenance plans have been developed for that. Accessibility to the airplane, making it a very reliable aircraft. It's a lot of points that we have working on.
You've heard of this thing called WAAS, right? The Wide Area Augmentation System lets you fly GPS glide path approaches without relying on ground-based landing aids. No VOR, no ILS, no problem. Fact is, WAAS is so smart, it even knows what you're going to say next time you need it. And don't have it on board. Wah, wah, I want my WAAS now! I was really crying there for a second.
In the cockpit, we worked with Garmin, making it a very integrated cockpit. It's based on the Garmin G1000, a development from that. We call it the Prodigy flight deck, with systems integration, a lot of automation, reducing the pilot workload. In terms of performance, range, field length, these things will not be very different from our competitors' aircraft. One aspect, not all very light jets, they use the same performance rules for certification. In the case of the Phenom 100, we are certifying the airplane for the Part 23 in the Part 23 commuter category for performance figures. So this means that our performance figures will take into consideration engine failure during takeoff. We will have V1 speeds and other I would say safety issues related to larger jets.
I think Eclipse has been on this path for the longest time, and we've learned a lot about the market. And as that market has evolved and looked and demands a private jet for travel, the opportunity to say, did we get it right back 8 years ago, is one that it certainly feels that way. Today we have 38,000 flight hours of the fleet. That includes about 5,000 in flight test. So our customers are out there flying it and proving it every day. We think that we have the safest general aviation introduction of any aircraft with that record. All the VLJs today are indeed a bit similar in performance, except when you get into the absolute operating cost, whether you take that on a 7-year MPV, whether you look at that just as acquisition and amortization or just fuel burn, regardless of how you slice it, we've proved over 2 years that we are the most economical aircraft. And in today's world, while we set out to build an airplane to introduce private jet travel to more and more people, and we wanted to do that with economics, today's world of higher energy costs, we turn out to be the leader in things in environmental and smoke emissions and all the NOx emissions and certainly in fuel burn. And so that is a big deal in today's world. At the end of the day, our airplane is the smallest of the VLJs. We make no mistakes. We certainly don't make any apologies. It's basic physics. The larger the airplane, the more weight, the more weight, the more thrust, the more thrust, the more fuel used. So anybody that's ridden in our airplane, anybody that owns one, understands the comfort level and the 3 to 4 hour trip that is available. And I would put our product up against anybody, and the global demand, certainly the U.S. demand, and the customers that are flying it are indeed validating our product. And so we feel very good about where we are as a company. More importantly, we are basically taking a look within and stabilizing our company. While this is a piece on VLJs, I think it's important to talk about the stability, even in times of uncertainty in the global financial markets, where Eclipse is today.
Cirrus Design's Vision SJ50 single-engine personal jet offers exceptional fuel efficiency, flexible seating for up to 7, advanced avionics, and all the Cirrus safety features you expect, including the Cirrus airframe parachute system. With its detailed design, the Cirrus Vision is technologically advanced, yet engineered to be simple to fly, to allow owner pilots more lifestyle pursuits than any other personal aircraft. Learn more about the Vision SJ50 at cirrusdesign.com.
We've looked at it a little bit different maybe than everybody. We chose a market to develop our certified product, which was the experimental market. It certainly has validated our belief that we needed to have more than one product. And I think that's a real key thing. We've looked at the VLJ market and believe every one of our aircraft are VLJs. They're all turbine engines. Some of them are turboprop and some of them are turbofan. On our single-engine VLJ side, I believe that we are the largest, and I certainly agree with Adam that looking into the future and being able to ramp to manufacturing capacity very, very quickly and effectively in a small footprint of manufacturing space, that a composite aircraft is absolutely imperative there. An example that I can use that would be really evident of that, let's say that they were all the same weight, but we can take a part that if you had a non-composite structure might have anywhere from 1 to 5,000 parts in a fuselage. We have one part. And in a manufacturing process, when you're doing the production certificate, that is huge. We have 129 molds that build the entire green airframe. That is very, very efficient when you look at manufacturing. So I think that's the biggest deal for us. We've decided that the customer needs to decide what they want to fly. This isn't a field of dreams, build it and they will come. To us it was, tell me what it is that you want, and we've given them 4 options. A small single-engine turboprop that is 5 to 6 seats, that is about the size of the Eclipse. Our single-engine Victory, which is about the size of the Eclipse 500. And then the larger aircraft similar to the Phenom size. We believe that the very fast large cabin stuff is our elite category, and then obviously we have another turboprop. So we think that the customer is the one that needs to drive. Do I need a lavatory? Do I not need a lavatory? Do I want a small aircraft? Do I want a large aircraft? Do I want a single engine? Do I want a twin? The customer should decide that.